we can actually run the actual like THORChain swap interface on THORChain itself, right? Like on the actual protocol itself, rather than in some web UI kind of thing. It's like it's functionally the same, but just it's hosted by the protocol rather than hosted by like Kenton or whatever the thing is. And then it becomes like you don't have to worry about wallet addresses and whatnot because it's no longer controlled by anyone, right? And that would be probably the right direction to go, I would suspect.
How is that possible? Like, doesn't some person has to like own the domain name or something, like be registered on
Yeah, well,
like the, what do you call it, like the DNS records, what do you call that? I
yeah,
forget. I know.
yeah, domain names. Yeah, yeah. So like you can get around that through a few different ways, but like the easiest way is just like going through like unstoppable domains, right? That's the simplest way to get around that particular thing. And then it becomes the question of like, well, who's hosting it? Well, I don't know. It's a bunch of anonymous nodes. And which node were they on when they actually did this trade or swap? I don't know. There's no way to figure that out either, right? The idea of making the UI decentralized so that people like Kenton cannot be held, Kenton's not doing anything. He's not hosting it. He's not, his name or his credit card is not involved in any part of this entire process. Like that's totally a possible thing that we might do at some point in the future. But I chatted about it briefly with somebody a couple weeks ago, and I have kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. And they just reminded me. But it's something I want to kind of poke on, on the protocol and explore more depthly. Like I was exploring this idea for Archeo, which is another project that I co-founded, a couple of years ago, to help solve the problem of like fully decentralizing the complete stack of DeFi protocols, not just the back end protocol, but just like the way you get data in and out of the protocol itself, and then all the UI that you use to interact with that protocol. And I really thought it's critically important that we decentralize the complete stack, not just like the protocol, but the complete stack. Especially at that time, you had that fucknut over at what's his name, SPF, talking to Congress, and he was saying publicly at that time, like, I've been talking to Congress about, how UIs are centralized and how Congress should get involved with UIs and crack down on them and do all these things and inherently remove your rights. So like, I was like, we need to fully decentralize the entire, I've been thinking about this problem technically for years. And then just a couple weeks ago, I was like, can we do the same thing for THORChain and just have the entire Thor swap UI just being hosted by the protocol itself directly?
THORChain, swap.thorchain.org.